Hey, this is Leroy Cruz, your Christian student artist again. Getting back to talking about these portfolios. I had two things running on my phone at one time, and so I had short time and I got cut off. I didn't know that I only had 20 minutes or less. But anyway, this is going to be real quick, just finishing up. I ended with saying that I didn't know that the portfolios would be so rough on the paper, regular watercolor paper. And the reason why is because if you're really trying to get a good uh, pigment from the pastel, if you're really trying to get the color to dissolve, the more you try to get it to dissolve, the wetter you're making the paper. Now, I heard somebody else talking about these, and she said you don't have to use much water at all. That's true. Just like these bad boys right here, my Neocolors, you don't have to use very much water at all you need is a pinch. And I use these here tight brushes for my Neocolors. And the paint comes off of them really easy. That's another setback about the portfolio, is that I'm constantly changing the water even in the middle of a project or even in the middle of a demonstration, because they fill up they stay on the brush. They don't dissolve like the Neocolors do. They stay on the brush, and I have to constantly be rinsing out the brush, and hitting the brush against the bottom of the bowl of water in order to get a clean, thing of water. So, and that's that. So, that's a setback. They stick to the brush. They don't want to come off the brush. Also, about these brushes here, are really special. These are Tuscan series. I don't know how you pronounce that name. How you pronounce that? Let me see here. Let me pull this from the camera. Your Utrek, or I don't know the name of this art store here, but we got one at the bottom of the hill from my house. It's closed down, but these kinds of brushes are really tight. They're really tight. So they really work really great with my Neocolors, because when I run into a situation of trying to move the color, they actually are so tight that they actually pull the color around the paper instead of just using the water itself. And these brushes, they run out of pigment or run out of water, and then you got to dip them in the water again. It's a really good way to control the flow of using water on your paintings. But these here portfolios, I haven't had really much success using these brushes. Okay, maybe just a little bit, but because they don't want to dissolve, like other brands, because these don't want to dissolve that easily, it causes you to put more brushing and more water, which causes you putting more ripping into the paper. And if the paper has like a cotton texture on it, like regular watercolor paper does, that's the first thing that will start to show up on your project, is the cotton coming off the paper, because of the amount of water and the amount of brushing it took in one little small spot. So That's a big concern for me. I probably wouldn't use these on like any special projects. Maybe to just practice, because that's all I've been doing with these. I haven't done anything special. I might have one special project that I'm working on that I use these for. But I've just been practicing, so these are good for practice, you know. And they're real inexpensive. I mean, I think I paid like $10 for a set of 24 or less. Actually, I think they were cheaper than that. So, you know, if you're just practicing, or you're letting somebody else use your crayons, your water soluble crayons, there you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go. But these bad boys right here are the Rothschilds. These are the Cranes. These are the Trump family of this trade, of this medium here of using pastel water soluble. So, but like I said, I like these, and I'll use them. And as I showed you here, you can use them, but they're not as easy and adorable to use as these. You know, uh, they're just not. And if I was using Neocolors on this Muslim guy with the super arm, okay, this right here would have been a lot more of a smoother lay down. I like the way his jeans came out, and I had to go over them 4 times. But this right here would have been better layout, and it would have been like, you see, I tried to dissolve like a like burgundy red color along with black to get a special color, and it looks good. But if these were Neocolors, the color would have dissolved. That's another thing that people aren't telling you about portfolios. Like when you mix colors together, and I guess they like it like that because that's like kind of more pastelish. But the Neocolors, when you mix colors together, they become one solid color, just like if you were using watercolor paint. Here, the colors, you got two colors that don't, you can tell that they're both there, and some people like that because that's the way it is when you do pastel. So I kind of like that. But when you use Neocolors, you have control of that. You can either set the color to where you can see both colors, or you can mix the color completely and create a totally different color. And I've put together some of the most muggiest colors together, and still was able to get, like, you know, maybe a diarrhea brown out of 2 colors, or a watermelon red, or a colors that we don't see every day. I've been able, I can mix anything. I can mix anything in here. Now, the rule of pastels is you got to mix colors that are together on the color wheel, or they won't mix. They just won't mix, and that's true with these. But my Neocolors, I can mix any of these colors in here together, and they will become a totally different color. Even if that color is ugly, they will become a totally different color. Okay? And that's just how professional these bad boys are. But, you know, these are not what I expected, but I do understand why people like them. And as you get further and further and further, you know, like I've seen some of the most professional art people you ever want to meet on YouTube use the cheapest quality pastels, pencils, you name it, to get the results that they want to get. They just had to work with the material a lot more and use a lot more of the material to get what they wanted, as opposed to the more quality satisfaction brands. So I really, really, really love this art medium. Period. Whether it's the cheaper pastels like this. Like I would never trade watercolor pencils. I would never trade these for watercolor pencils. I would never trade these for regular watercolor. Like I said in the last video, I didn't get into painting until I got into this kind of stuff. Like regular watercolor never did it for me, but to be able to lay down with pencil or crayon, okay? And I started off with these. These got me into painting, these Inktense pencils. And then when I found out about these, I went after the best first. I'm glad I did, because if I hadn't went after the best first, I probably wouldn't even be into this medium. But I went after the best first, and then I decided to see what's so special about the cheaper brands too. And like I said, I got some primers coming on the way and some Charvin. So I'll be doing reviews on them as well as Cretacolor. I got some Cretacolors too that I need to do a review on, and I got some new ones coming in the way. But none of them, I don't believe, even the primer, as well as these and as well as the Cretacolor, I don't think can beat Neocolor 2. Neocolor 2 is the king. Neocolor 2 is the mob as far as this medium goes. So, you know, if I was working on a serious project, like something like this, where I'm just goofing off, making a little cartoon that I might not keep, I might throw it away, I could work with something like this. But if it's a serious project, it would be this. And so there's a number of brands out there. Altogether, there may be 10 or 20 brands total of the whole oil or wax water-soluble pastels in the business out there, and in the making and in the selling. But these right here, I think, are one of the cheapest. These definitely are the most expensive. Again, these are fun, but these are no match for these. And I've had others. And I've already tried Cretacolor, but I haven't done a review on them yet. I'm assuming they sold me a bad batch, because they all fell apart even in a box as soon as I opened them. So I'm going to change that. I ordered some new ones. We'll see. But even Cretacolor work a little bit better than these. Cretacolor doesn't work as good as these, but it works better than these. And I drew some stuff with Cretacolor. The problem, I will be honest about one thing about Cretacolor. Cretacolor has no problem dissolving. It dissolves just like these. The thing is that they don't lay down as well as these lay down. And the finished work doesn't lay down as well as these. But you mix 40 Neocolors, or should I say Cretacolors, against 40 Neocolors, you'll see that the Cretacolor got some colors in there that are well needed, you know, even above what's in here in this Neocolor set. Same thing with these. Like, you know, these have a white and a black. They have skin tones. And they have all your colors. Like, there's only 24 colors here. But they're colors that we need. They're colors that everybody uses on everything. So, I'm going to be doing some more projects with these to see if I can, to see how far I can go with them. And then I'm going to store them and keep them cool in a cool place. But they're not what I expected. I expected a little bit better out of these. But yet, I'm not disappointed because, ta-da, I already got these. And I knew that there was a 99% chance that these wouldn't be as good as these. So, um, so that's it. That's all I need to say about these. And like I said, they're not what I expected, but you can use them. They are different than watercolor, but when you lay them down, they're not as creamy and they don't lay down with that dry pastel looking finish, okay, the way these do. So, um, I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. I'm getting ready to eat. I got to work midnight tonight, and so I'm going to get my nap. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you out any way I can. God bless you. I will see you again in the next review. God bless.